And good afternoon to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Space City, Houston, Texas. National Collegiate Rugby brings you men's national championship weekend. It is Bowling Green versus the University of Kentucky Wildcats in this D1AA matchup. John Broker, Mike Petrie joining me today for this contest. Two great teams, defending champions in Kentucky. Kentucky 7-0 on the season. You see how they got here. Big win over St. Joe's and then a win over UMass. Kentucky Wildcats under Sam Anari looking strong. They have played some good games this season. They've been on Friday Night Rugby for NCR, but here they are against the UMass Minutemen. Some good work. You see everybody joining the party here. The forwards barreling over for tries as they need to, playing a little bit tight here. Kentucky can play certainly across the board. They've got great runners. Even on the wing, they're going wide, so they're threats across the field. Minutemen started well, but Kentucky showed their ability as defending champs to move the ball wide, even with a little struggle right there. And we will take a look at Bowling Green, the Falcons. Bowling Green State University, 5-0 in the season, beat Virginia Tech in a squeaker. Beat Clemson by just a little bit more. Bowling Green building as the season goes. Excited to be here in Houston at SaberCat Stadium. We take a look at their game against Virginia Tech. Just working how they have to, scoring tries as needed. They go across the board. A little touch right there. Good work by the Falcons. Falcons coached by Tony Mazzarella, has coached them for a long time. Moving it out to the wing. They also multiple threats, much like the Wildcats, so they can score with everybody on the field. So good work here for Bowling Green State University. Bowling Green, you see them wide right there. As we're just getting set to get this game underway. Good work here from Bowling Green. Both teams are getting set to take the field. As we look at the end of the win there against Virginia Tech, you see Kentucky in the white and blue, and you see Bowling Green in the brown and orange that they have always worn. Great matchup. Eagle legend Mike Petrie joining me for this matchup. Mike, great game we have coming.
This is going to be fantastic rugby, John. I had the pleasure of calling both of these games last weekend. Bowling Green pulling one out against Virginia Tech, and Kentucky showed a big second half performance in their win last week over UMass. Do they have it in them again? This is going to be fun, John.
You see Jack Phillips welcoming his team onto the field there. We take a look at Kentucky in the forwards. Front row, Richard Donlan, Parker Cable, and Jared Monnier. Second row is Michael Punzelin and Elijah Arthur. We have Gage Curry and Holden Raymond Hahn at the flankers, with Everett Merritt at number 8. Alec Cole at 9, Jack Phillips at 10, keeping it moving. Dardis and Keogh Luke in the centers. Matt Burtis and Keogh Joseph on the wing, and John Hall at fullback. For the Bowling Green State University Falcons, Evan Holderer, Benjamin Young, and Konstantinos Anderson in the front row. It is Jacob Eichholz and Zach Zeppiella in the second row. Joseph Harris and Colton Crabiel in the flankers. Holding it down to the back is Philip Tracy. Fitzpatrick Metzger at number 9. Jacob Capel at number 10. In the centers, Joseph Apple, Logan Van Hoos, with Brian Arnold and Owen Slimmer on the wings, and Joe Ramsey at fullback. Good lineups. They can score. As you said, Mike, you saw them last week. They can score in the forwards. They can score in the pass. These teams have a lot of threats.
They really, really do. And again, that Kentucky team with University of Massachusetts last weekend was very close through the first half, and then they just literally tore that game open and ran away with it after halftime. So you imagine their fitness levels are high. They're really looking for this one. Back-to-back big game weekends. Bowling Green had to go to the finish line last weekend. They took a lot out of the tank, I'm sure. Let's see if they still have enough left in them to take on this Kentucky side.
They will be game to do just that. Great game coming. A little warm here in the kind of mid to high 70s, a bit humid. Been some rain over the last couple of days here in Houston, so the humidity is there. As you see, the Wildcats wing Matt Verdes is ready to play. The Vandalia, Ohio native. Bowling Green State University is going to be running from right to left on your field. Patrick Fight is the referee. Bowling Green to get us started here in this D1A championship match on the Rugby Network. It is National Collegiate Rugby Championship Weekend 15s 2024. Our D1AA final is underway as Bowling Green hangs one up over the heads of Kentucky, and they come down with it right away. Evan Holder had his hand on it, but there's a knock on in there. Referee Fight spotted, So a first scrum here to the Wildcats.
It was a good kickoff, good start from Bowling Green. They got some pressure on up in the air, didn't allow Kentucky to take it cleanly. If you're Bowling Green, you might want to have that one back. Just one more opportunity at it. They went short with the kickoff, showing a little bit of intent here to play aggressively right out of the gates and see what Kentucky's got.
Kentucky Wildcats. Ball coming in here from Alec Cole. Alec Cole from Charlotte Catholic, North Carolina. A couple players from that rugby hotbed. Little dummy pass there in the centers. So Dardis is going to hang on that one. Johnny Dardis gets a hold of that ball, moving it out to his left-hand side. Or his right-hand side, excuse me. Ball coming across here. Referee Fight looking at that one. Wildcats. Taking it into contact. Wildcats moving forward here. Kentucky through Cole. Into the center of the field, running one of the big boys in there. Kentucky on the move. Kentucky out to the left-hand side. Good work there from Phillips. Phillips keeping this team moving as usual. Parker Cable takes that one in. Phillips again gets it in the hands of Jared Monnier. Monnier gets the ball to the ground. Punzelin back. They're working both sides of this ball as quickly as they can. Little pass out there from Gage Curry. Gage Curry wearing the number 6 flanker. We have an offsides advantage here, so free play as Monnier comes running through again. Cole moves that one. They're going to go a little deeper this time. Again, free play here, so they'll come back if they need to, and they will. Referee Fight going to bring us back. Bit of good action here in these first couple of minutes, Mike.
And Kentucky is doing more of what they did last week. They are not looking to play this territory game. They are just going side to side. You got to be careful when you start out that early in the game and you're not putting the ball downfield a little bit. You're asking a lot of your forwards very early on to get around the field, hit these breakdowns. Bowling Green in that situation, they've just got to keep their discipline. If Kentucky's just going to go side to side, keep your discipline, hold your lines on defense. Do not give them these sort of unforced errors and these penalties to help them get upfield into your own end. So Bowling Green's just got to lock down their D and be much more disciplined in that end of the field if Kentucky's going to play that many phases from inside their own half.
It's going to be a Kentucky Wildcats line out at the 40-meter line of Bowling Green. Good attacking opportunity here. Just about 3 minutes gone. Going to be taken away by the Bowling Green Falcons. Ball to come here from Fitzpatrick Metzger. Metzger looking for some runners. Bowling Green on the move. Ball high overhead.
How about that Bowling Green fan base there, John? They travel strong in numbers from the beautiful state of Ohio out there supporting their team. They've been doing a lot of road work these past couple weeks. Last week they were in Pennsylvania, a little bit closer to home. This time around headed way down south to Texas.
They were hoping for a bit of warmth down here. They get a bit of rain, but it's cleaning up now, and here come Bowling Green. It's holding on. A U.S. U20 player. He's looking forward. He tried to offload there. Ball spilled away. Advantage to Bowling Green, the Falcons. On their own 5-meter line with a scrum advantage. So referee Fight is going to blow this one up. We'll come back. It's going to be a first scrum of the game here to Bowling Green. This is going to be an important moment early on in this game.
That was a great line break that time from Kentucky, straight into the heart of the Bowling Green defense. He was coming, charging hard, number 7, Raymond Hahn. Didn't look like Bowling Green had an answer for it. They dragged him down just short of the try line, and Hahn just needed to hold on, take them through one more phase, and Kentucky could have walked in. Instead, you could see he was eyeing that backhand pass for the offload. Wasn't quite meant to be. Ball goes to deck in favor of Bowling Green. So they scramble to stop that opening score for Kentucky.
Metzger gets the ball in. Bowling Green at their own 5-meter line. Ball moved off, just kicked forward. A little bit of a mess there. Gage Curry coming in over that for the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats trying to turn this one over. Wildcats.
That's a dangerous play there from Bowling Green, trying to play from deep within their own end. But I'll tell you what, John, that midfield scrum, only a couple from your own line, is a really nerve-wracking place to be. You're under a lot of pressure. You've got to be really accurate with your passes, and really all you're trying to do is just get a little bit closer to that sideline to help your kicker out. But you got to get those passes to hand. That's where it's really important.
Cole moves that to Phillips. Phillips looking in the centers there. Gets it out to Dardis. Dardis again held up. Couldn't quite find a line break there. Good work by Bowling Green to contain the centers. They've gone back in the other direction. Looks like the pick and go game coming here as you see Punjlin take that one forward. They're right in front of the sticks are the Kentucky Wildcats. Another pick and go, driving towards the line. Bowling Green will be looking to shut this down or hold it up in the try zone. That is one of the dangers these days of the pick and go game, is they can get held up by a good defense. They're a little high here, and Montier looking at the line. Jared Montier would like to get over it, not going to. Bowling Green players done enough to roll away, and here they come off to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, excuse me, the left-hand post. They're diving back in the other direction. Did they get there? Referee fight is there. Player is over the line. The question is it held up? Or is that ball coming back short? Goes back across the line, short. Little pick and go again.
Just hit that post there, John. Hit that post, pick right into the post.
And they are over the line. That one is held up. The referee whistles it so. It looks like it's going to be a goal line drop here for Bowling Green.
Outstanding defensive effort that time from Bowling Green. And as you said, John, Kentucky was just too high around the breakdowns, a little too slow. I know you want to be organized. I know you want to go in numbers, but little too labored, little too high. And that last one, John, that post pad was right there. You got to be real smart when you're one of those forwards around the breakdown, that post pad. If you just push that ball into the corner of the pad, you score. You got to know that if you're University of Kentucky, but instead they get held up. But here they go again.
Joseph Keogh takes to get the ball back. Richard Donlin makes a big break, rampaging through some Bowling Green defenders. In there trying to get over that is Philip Tracy, and he does so. Great work, Philip Tracy from Dayton, Ohio, the senior from Northmont Senior High School, turns that one over for Bowling Green.
And what a play from Philip Tracy. He was one of their standout players last week. Good run here by number 1 Donlin for Kentucky. But then look at this body position from Philip Tracy. We talked about this last week. Our referee, Patrick Fight, called a lot of defensive turnovers in favor of players that showed good body position in the breakdown. And that's exactly what Philip Tracy does. He got nice and wide, nice and low, good bridge over top of the ball, supported his own body weight, earned himself and his team a penalty to give themselves some breathing room upfield.
Some of the Bowling Green Falcons faithful here, out supporting their team. It's going to be their line out just outside their own 40-meter line. Words coming in from Konstantinos Anderson. Anderson out of Euclid, Ohio, letting Benjamin Young know what the play is going to be. Little miscue there, however, it's back in Donlin's hands. Donlin to the ground, so Kentucky still on offense, have been most of this first half. Here comes Holden Hahn. Raymond Holden Hahn, again, a USA age-grade player, very important to this team out of Charlotte, North Carolina, bringing some more Charlotte-based players, starting to look at the university, and wants them to come to Lexington, does Sam Anari. They break forward here through Elijah Arthur. Arthur gets the ball down. They're looking off to that left-hand side. A little break from Curry, but he gets held up. Coming onto the ball, there's Matt Verdes. He takes it a couple of more meters, allows Alec Cole to get back. Forwards have a little tip pass, just shades the fence a little bit off there for Punjlin to come in. They go back to this left-hand side. This Kentucky team just using both sides of the ball, threats everywhere they go. Players getting back up quickly into their pods. Punjlin tries to step inside. Donlin comes over to clean it up. There goes Cole. Cole has Montier. Montier has 2 tacklers to take him down, one low, one high. They get the big fella down, and they look for the width. That bridge pass quickly into the hands of Keogh. Keogh, one of 2 Keogh brothers, steps another one, and it is going to be Joseph Keogh touching down a try here for the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Keogh from Naperville, Illinois, gets 5 in the D1AA final.
And that is an excellent demonstration of how speed of ball can really crush the hearts of a defense that's working so hard. Good step there that time. Just 2 missed tackles, though, and there's the third. So a couple of missed tackles, some fancy footwork and individual effort from Joseph Keogh on the outside. He was the recipient of a nice, big, long, wide pass. But again, it was quick breakdown in the middle of the field for Kentucky that helped set up that opportunity. And then the rest was just Keogh doing what wings do. one-on-one, make your opposite player miss, and then once you give someone like Keogh space in the open field, he will just keep stepping left, right, and all over the place to make people miss. So really well done, Joseph Keogh, on that individual run.
Keogh, the older of two Keogh brothers on the team. He's a junior, brother's a sophomore. Ball hanging high there. And it is knotted there from Jack Phillips. So Jack Phillips, a senior business major from Fishers, Indiana, knots over the two as we take a look at the Keogh try.
And you can see again there's 4 brown jerseys that he makes miss, 5 if you count the 9 who's sweeping in behind, but by that time, too little too late. Keogh was already in past the try line. What an outstanding step that time. But you could see the defense was scrambling. Their hips were sideways. They were sprinting towards the sideline because that previous phase came out so quick. The ball was recycled so quickly. So really well done to the University of Kentucky to speed that play up.
Ball back here, Kentucky on the move again. They take down the restart from Bowling Green. A little bit of slow ball, but they're getting it back to Monnier. Watch Monnier, he can do this for the full 80. The big fella likes to punch holes in the defense. Across they come, looking again to that bridge pass, going over the defense. A lot of times that bridge pass is just going to allow the defense time to recover, but used to good effect so far by Kentucky. Kentucky sends a pot of forwards in. Cole. Space closes down, going to have to go into contact. Parker Cable comes over to clean that one up. Cole again. Find some runners. It's Punzelin. Punzelin has been happy to run, the Franklin, Kentucky native. Cross they come behind Monnier this time, looking for the width. They're going edge to edge. Are this Kentucky team. A little pass. Get it to the full width of the field as Hahn comes over to clean that one up. Referee making sure everybody's on side, and Monnier is going to take Philip Tracy a couple of meters backwards. And again, looking for that wing. Looking for the kick almost, but keep it in the middle of the field. Kentucky just stretching this field in SaberCats Stadium right now. National Collegiate Rugby's D1AA Championship. They lead 7-0 over Bowling Green. Ball knocked on in that attempt, however, to be a scrum here to the Falcons.
And that's a great result for Bowling Green that time. That was easily over a dozen phases for Kentucky, as you mentioned, trying to stretch the width, going sideline to sideline, trying to find a gap, and Bowling Green giving them nothing. And that's exactly what we're talking about. They kept their discipline. They held their defensive lines. They shepherded them to the sidelines, blitzed off the line in the midfield, and eventually you forced the turnover. And now you're camped out in their own end with the set piece. So really well done. If you're Bowling Green, that's the ideal outcome if Kentucky is not going to kick the ball downfield.
Ball at the back here for the Falcons. Falcons coming to the back with Tracy. Tracy makes some ground, shows the ball, gets a little more. Good tackle comes in from Verdes. Player steps in that distributor role, and Konstantinos Anderson takes it into contact. Metzger gets it out into the center of the field. Bowling Green a little more methodical, kind of going across the field compared to the Wildcats width play that they've been going with so far. As Kentucky comes in to contest this one, they're going to keep it alive. Logan Van Hoos going to step into the distributor role. A little offload there from Crabiel, the number 7. Pick and go by Crabiel. He's a little isolated here. Players trying to get in over from Kentucky. Scrum half has to come in and do the work. Block kick winds up in the hands of the Wildcats. Did it get knocked forward in there? Referee is happy. So we're going to continue to play here as Cole looks for some space. Gets the ball into the hands of Verdes. Verdes keeps his feet pumping. He's about 30 meters out. Player a little slow to get up here for Kentucky, but they'll be all right as they send the big boys barreling in there. One more run for them, and we're only 15 minutes into this. Now they're looking to the width again. Here comes Kentucky. The Wildcats get the ball into Parker Cable's hands. Cable is going to take that one and do the work himself. Allow the try scorer Keogh to come in and act as a support player. Middle of the field they go. Here's the pod. Gets the ball to Donlin. Donlin puts a little tip pass in there. On the move. Will they look at the width this time? They do. They go in behind. They've got some numbers here. A couple of more passes. That one's a show, and that one comes back in from Hall. Hall gets about 5 meters out. He may have had a couple of runners there. Wasn't held. Eventually taken down by Bowling Green. Good work by the tackler not to get his arm around the neck there. Lowered it down, and here comes Monnier. Monnier looking for the try. Monnier at the line. A referee awards it, and big Jared Monnier He's from Bishop Dwenger High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Jared Monier touches down another 5 points for the University of Kentucky.
And another series of quick breakdowns for Kentucky to just keep the pressure on Bowling Green. Almost a high tackle there, but good adjustment by the number 8 from Bowling Green, Tracy, to get a little bit lower. But then watch this, phase after phase, just way too quick. Watch this, he's still pretty high. Good shot there from Bowling Green, but that's a 15 on a 3. That's a tough physical battle to step into if you're number 15, Joe Ramsey from Bowling Green. Watch this, gets a real good shot, nice and high, 2 tacklers in, but not enough. Monier, just so much power, so close to that line. And again, quick recycle, quick phases. Bowling Green a little bit too high, and Kentucky able to dot another try down.
Kentucky 2 tries to the good so far in this D1A championship match where they are defending champs. Jack Phillips, senior business major, gets his routine down, takes a look at the posts.
Kick is up. Flags go up. The kick is good.
And that kick is good, so they go to 14-0 in this D1A championship match as we take a look at one happy prop.
Happy is right, but the break starts here. It's their fullback that really gets him on the front foot. John Hall, again, good heads up, not held, gets to his feet quickly, gets that good long place in away. First pick comes here, second pick coming again, and Monier again, just 2 or 3 phases right in a row of quick play from Kentucky, and then it was just a pure battle of size near the goal line, and Monier is going to win that one every time.
17 minutes gone in this contest, and it is 14-0 to Kentucky. Bowling Green will need to answer soon. Tony Mazzarella will want that to happen. You see Anderson closing that off on defense. Little pick and go for Kentucky. Good varied game. You've seen them go width to width. You've seen them play a couple of phases across the field. Right there, they just pick and go to get some space. And Phillips is going to launch his ball downfield over the head of Aramshi. It bounces. Did he touch it? It's going long. Would it come all the way back? Across a dead ball line it goes. Maybe a scrum, a back where it was kicked from.
And the first kick we've seen from Kentucky as our fullback puts his hands up and says, I did not touch that one. Man, but these in goals in Houston are long. Here's another look at it. And, oh, just beyond the stretch. Great shot from our camera crew. What a replay that is. No touch from the fullback that time, Ramsey. What a video that was. So we're going to come all the way back to the spot of the kick. So Kentucky, the first kick that they put in, they've got a comfortable lead. They feel like they put the pressure on Bowling Green. Then they start to enter into the territory game, but a little bit too much mustard on that one from Jack Phillips. Goes out the back of the end zone, and that's tough to do at this Houston SaberCats Stadium. Those angles are really, really wide, but nonetheless, Bowling Green back in Kentucky territory.
Yeah, the wind has been in behind the team coming left to right on the screen so far, so the wind might have carried that just a bit. But Bowling Green here through Fitzpatrick Metzger from Lakewood, Ohio, sports administration major and grad student, loses that ball to Kentucky. So against the head are the Wildcats. Good move for them. Get it to the wing, but ball spills, knocked forward. It'll be another scrum coming here to Bowling Green. We'll be looking for a better outcome on this one.
Better outcome is right. That's tough for Bowling Green. That's the best attacking opportunity you have had in this game so far. Center of the field, just beyond the 22-meter line. In an attacking situation, you've got to get that ball to the back. We know that the Kentucky scrum is very powerful. They asserted some dominance last week, but got to get that ball in, got to get it to the back quick, and you've got to capitalize on these opportunities when you get set piece in Kentucky's end.
Metzger to put this in again. Number 8, Philip Tracy at the back. More successful this time. Ball's going to the ground. Going to get a penalty. Kentucky Wildcats penalized for dropping that one. They're going to go quick. Tracy went quick. Were they 10? Referee doesn't have his hand out, but a nice offload there. Krabiel takes it. He's just about 5 meters out. The Kentucky Wildcats turn that one over. First player in. Referee Fight is perfectly happy with that. Well done. Good patience there by Kentucky. Right here, they're going to have to get this ball back. Deep in their own end, just about 7 meters out. Now the wind may be of more help to Jack Phillips if he goes for the kick. He does, launches one downfield. See what kind of distance he gets. It rolls across the 50-meter line. Good result for them on the attack. Here comes Owen Slimmer. Slimmer, tackled at the 40-meter line. Penalized. Players not releasing, I would imagine, for University of Kentucky. Another opportunity for Bowling Green, maybe looking to go to the corner and cut this deficit.
I love that quick tap option just previously from Bowling Green at the scrum. You get the penalty, you catch Kentucky asleep, you get real close to their goal line, the offload's on, you just get a little bit isolated. That ball carrier just needs to do a little bit more work on the ground, roll his body around, wait for support, try to recycle that ball. Kentucky was under all sorts of pressure that time, but they're able to relieve it, and Bowling Green just on the back foot these last couple of phases so far.
Yeah, Bowling Green right there. They put the ball down a little too ambitious to the corner. They couldn't make it happen, so the ball returned there from Kentucky. Going to wind up a scrum here to the Wildcats.
And a knock on against Bowling Green. And John, sometimes that happens. You're going backwards twice off two big kicks from Kentucky. You mentioned the wind at their back. The ball's bouncing around on the ground. You got to try to take those ones cleanly out of the air as best as you can. Bowling Green does not. It's a bit frantic getting back, and that can happen. That's when you make those mental errors. You mentioned it's a little bit soggy, a little bit humid, a bit damp down there in Texas, and that can cause some of those handling errors.
Merritt goes. He's got Holden Hahn cleaning up over him right there. So a little pick and go from the forwards. The Wildcats looking to spread out their high-powered offense. Looking to the left now is Cole. Gets it to Monnier. Monnier takes on a couple of Falcons. His opposite number to be exact. Anderson. Ball to Donlin. Donlin works his way forward. 6'1", 260. St. Xavier High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Ball slips by Punzelin. Referee says it was knocked on, so it's a knock-on advantage here for Bowling Green. We'll come up, we'll take the scrum.
Bowling Green's got to take a deep breath here right now and try to get something going, get into this Kentucky half. We saw them try to go to the foot very early on. Didn't work in their favor. They miskicked it. They went a few phases side to side. They tried to punch that one into the corner. But if you're Bowling Green right now, take advantage of that blind side. You can see 13 running across right now. You don't want to crowd it too much, though. Don't put too many backs in that little channel. Give your fullback some space and time to operate with his right wing. Hopefully, they have a little bit of attack plan down that channel, but instead they come to the open field. Let's see what they can do.
Metzger moves that one. It winds up over the head of John Hall. He has to go back on it. Got his opposite number to beat and does. Comes across the 22, steps inside. Nice little run here. Dodging some players from the Falcons. Ball up in the air. Offload is good. It gets it into the hands of Parker Cable. Parker Cable from Matthew, North Carolina, went to Butler High School. Moves that one forward. Ball is on the ground. Have to get there a little quickly, and they do. Merritt is going to be the second player in there to clean that up. Cole back in the distributor role. Moves it off to the left. A little pass up there to Monnier. Monnier gets to the 22. Monnier does a pretty fair share of carrying for this Kentucky team. A little overzealous were the Falcons, so penalized for coming in from the side of that ruck. Penalty here for Kentucky. A multitude of options are going to go for the posts.
I think Kentucky's just going to take a breath here and try to continue to extend their lead. But I love that option from Bowling Green right off that set piece previously. Try to kick that one into the corner, put a good chase on, but unfortunately the execution of the kick was not where you wanted it to be. It didn't go quite into that corner. Again, this field at the Houston SaberCat Stadium is a big grass stadium. Lots of space in the middle of the field, lots of space in the in goals. It's a bit deceiving when you're kicking and you're trying to find those sidelines, but they're aiming for them. It just went a bit too central, and the next thing you know, you're going backwards thanks to University of Kentucky's fullback John Hall on the counterattack.
Phillips lines this one up. That one is good. They moved to 17-0. Just under 25 minutes gone. D1AA championship match, National Collegiate Rugby Championship 15s weekend here in Houston. Division I final later on between Brown University and Queens University of Charlotte, and then the Division II and Division III championships tomorrow. Don't forget the Lone Star Bowl right after this game. Bowling Green gets us back underway. Player marginally hit in the air, but referee seems to think better of it. Punzelin takes it into contact. He's going to give the penalty advantage. Player was taken fairly safely. Going to come back to player hit in the air on the restart there, so it's going to be a penalty for the Wildcats. One would think they'll push this one downfield.
And you called it, John. That was as clear as day. That hit in the air off the kickoff. And if you're Bowling Green and you're trying to dig yourself out of this hole, you're looking at 17-0 on the scoreboard. You've got to be real disciplined in every aspect of play when you're in Kentucky's end. You've seen that they've been playing side to side. You cannot give away penalties in that end and then just back yourselves up like they've done here. But nonetheless, Bowling Green, just take a deep breath, blitz off the line hard now, and force this Kentucky team to continue to play phases and earn yourself a penalty on the defensive side of the ball.
Line out here for the Wildcats. Monier at the back, Donlin at the front. 3 players in the middle, 5-player line out coming. Gives you many, many options. They're going to go to the tail. Looking for Gage Gurry. It comes over his outside arm. Pretty clear, not straight there against the Wildcats. Bowling Green, choice of a line out or a scrum. They're going to choose a line out. Interesting call here from Bowling Green. Typically, teams go for the safety of the scrum.
I've always preferred line-out strike moves there, John, but the last line-out they did have, Bowling Green did not execute. There was a miscue on the first throw, so maybe just an opportunity here to get it right. Not clean, though, off the top of that line-out.
Yeah, Metzger, the scrum half, has to go in, so they need a distributor. So they're looking out to get the ball into Philip Tracy's hands. Tracy takes it forward. He has his opposite number trying to run away. Now he's Holden Hahn over that ball. Holden Hahn, key flanker for this team, but didn't release, so it's going to be a penalty for the Falcons.
If you're Bowling Green, that's the break you need. You've been in your own end for a little bit. Get yourself a penalty. Get upfield. You can see him eyeing up that sideline, trying to find the right angle. Get a good foot on this. Get your line out right. You've had 2 in a row that haven't gone the way you hoped. Get your forwards together. Make sure you're all on the same page. Nail this throw and launch a really good attack off Kentucky, and you are right back in this game if you're Bowling Green.
Bowling Green, the opportunity here right at the 22. Benjamin Young from Medina, Ohio. Has the ball ready to throw. Take a look at Brian Arnold there on the wing, waiting for a little bit of action to get going. They're going to go to the front of the line out to Zeppiella. Pardon me. Zeppiella takes that one down, but that's fine. Referee says play on. They're going to go forward. Players trying to dig that away for Bowling Green. Just one player in and over. In comes Metzger. Gets the ball up to Young. Clean ball coming here for Bowling Green. Looking in both directions. A little bit of a standstill they've got it at here. So a very, very fast rushing Kentucky defense is going to shut down that part of the attack. Have to get some go forward here. It's a Jacob Eichholz. That ball squirts out into Kentucky hands. Kentucky moves it quick. They're going to pounce on this mistake. Does Keogh have another one? He's got 3 defenders to beat, and he does, but the ball slips forward. Was it out of his hands or knocked on by somebody else? That one was a clear knock on. Bit of a discussion here between 2 fellas. We're going to come back. We'll see what the call is.
And whoa, that was danger time for Bowling Green when that ball gets into the hands of Kentucky's right wing Keogh. We've seen what he can do. He's got 3 brown jerseys closing in on him, but look at that step. Makes all 3 of them miss. And then, whoa, 15, Joe Ramsey just gets a fingertip in there, and it's enough to knock it loose. And you can see that time, Keogh saying he just got a little piece of that one. But what a lucky play that time from Bowling Green, just swiping at the air, really getting a small piece of it and knocking it loose, because big turnover from Kentucky, swung it to the outside where they know they had some pace, but couldn't bring that one in and hold on to it. So Bowling Green has a second life here.
Yeah, Ramsey from Pataskala, Ohio, a marketing major. Watkins Memorial High School gets a finger on that one and shuts that down. Meanwhile, at this scrum, it's been a penalty against the Wildcats again. That's 2 scrum penalties against the Wildcats. So a penalty here for the Falcons. Going to push this one downfield. They'll have a line out just inside the Kentucky half.
On the last line out, we saw Bowling Green come down, and then smart play from them. Must have done some film study heading into this game. Kentucky has shown that off of mauls, they do not defend sometimes. And last week, Massachusetts called for a couple penalties for driving into, or rather driving into nobody, really. And so Kentucky does not always engage the maul. This time they do. But again, good heads-up play from Bowling Green last time around.
Ripped away by Richard Donlin, so it's Kentucky ball again. Kentucky working hard in the tight spaces there to turn these over. Big break coming there. That's Everett Merritt. Everett Merritt steps a couple of players. Everett Merritt working his way across the field. Not held, so was able to get back up with that one. Ramsey comes in and turns that ball over. Great work again. Stopped 2 attacks right there. Now it comes back to Kentucky potentially. Needed some players there from Bowling Green. Better speed of thought coming right now as Gage Curry has the pick and go. In the back comes Cole. Cole has some runners, gets it out there. A little dribbled through. They're looking to use this deep try zone. The ball rolls out. Good thought, but the attackers couldn't quite get there, so we're going to bring this one back.
Some outstanding individual play there. First, from our number 8, Everett Merritt from Kentucky. Big breakout run. He had a support runner to his right-hand side. Wasn't sure if he heard him or knew he was there. If he had just given a little shoulder pass to his right, Kentucky may have been in. Instead, he darts off across the field. And our 15 for Bowling Green steps up again. Joe Ramsey, we saw that fingertip that he used last time to knock that ball loose out of Keogh's hand. This time, answers the bell and strips the ball, steals it from the number 8, Everett Merritt. But then, like you said, Bowling Green just not heads up enough. They give it right back to Kentucky. And Kentucky tries to dribble that one into the end zone, but it ends up being Bowling Green ball.
Ball squirts out the back there. Great work from Kentucky to pick that one up. Now a pass out to the wing. This may be a try, and it is. That's Matt Verdes knocking on in the try zone, it looks like. So got a little ahead of myself there. It's going to be a scrum for Bowling Green.
What a scramble from Bowling Green. The ball squirts out the back of the scrum, and then look at this, wing on wing. Great, again, just Bowling Green just getting fingertips on these. And how about these shots from our camera crew? Outstanding work, just gets that right arm of number 11, Matt Verdes, and that is an outstanding play. You can see the excitement from Bowling Green's right wing that time, Owen Slimmer, who just gets enough on his arm to jar that ball loose and earn his team a dropout from their own goal line.
Slimmer just drilled that. The dropout's going to come from Van Hoos. This does generally give attack back here, and it does to Phillips. Phillips has some runners off to the left-hand side. Trying to break through the line there is Luke Keogh, his brother. Bit more of the flash today, but Luke at the outside center position, certainly doing the hard work as they come in. Ball ripped away by Bowling Green, illegally so, says the referee. They're going to go quick. It is going to be another attempt here by Verdes. Verdes is at the 5-meter line. Gets the ball clean. He helps his team there, rolls it just over to the side. Cheeky little move there to make sure the ball is available in the right direction they wanted. Here comes Montier. He scored right near here before. This one he's going to give away. Maybe he's going to come in and go for the pick and go this time. He scored right in this spot a couple of minutes ago, but this time he seems to be pretty held up. There's hands underneath there. We're going to call a second movement here. Held up and then a second movement is what the referee is saying, Mike. So we'll come back to a goal line dropout.
And that's a great call from our referee, Patrick Freit, who is right there on scene, and another great shot at this from our camera crew. So again, high on the pick. Bowling Green gets underneath of him, and you can see there, Patrick Freit right on scene. They couldn't dot that ball down quick enough, so it's held up first, and then the second movement was called against Kentucky, as they are still, though, on the offensive here, John.
Right back at it. That's Luke Keogh. Luke Keogh takes the ball to the 5-meter line. They're right in the same place they have been several times so far. Montier hovering up back, but over the line they go, and that is Holden Hahn. It is Raymond Holden Hahn, the USU 20 player, touches down a try. The Charlotte, North Carolina native gets 5 for all the hard work he's done this season, and the University of Kentucky extend their lead just under 35 minutes gone.
And that was just continued pressure from Kentucky. Bowling Green just backed up into their own end zone time after time. 2 dropouts, and what an extension there from the number 7, Hahn. He has been going forward every time he's touched the ball. He's made a huge impact in this game so far. He's been all over the field. That's exactly what you need from an open side flanker. Extends that lead for Kentucky. But again, most important from this whole scenario right now is they've had pressure on Bowling Green for the past 5 to 6 minutes, and they finally walk away with some points.
Shot at the try scorer there. Good rugby career so far, playing in Kentucky Division I AA championship here. Phillips to try to make this a clean 21 here at SaberCat Stadium in NCR National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend. Kentucky would like to make it 2. Bowling Green a bit of work to do. That one is good as well. We're at 21-0. Kentucky Wildcats in a strong lead here.
Kentucky just showing dominance throughout this game, and you wonder how much of this is attributed not just to how well Kentucky has been playing, but also to the fact that last week's game, Kentucky cruised to that second half win much more easily. Bowling Green had to fight for that win, winning it just within the final moments of the game, back and forth with Virginia Tech, and they were maybe just battle tested and still picking up some bruises from that game, just feeling some of that fatigue as they travel down to Texas for this final.
Miscue on my part there. Forgot about a penalty goal there, so 24-0 it is. Kentucky over Bowling Green. Don't want to shortchange the boys, of course. A penalty here against Kentucky off the restart, so it will be an opportunity here for Bowling Green. Bowling Green through Appel, put it down inside the 22.
Bowling Green faithful looking a little quiet right now, and you can see, though, they're trying to get some energy into it, throwing their hands up in the air, saying, what can we do? Give me a jersey, let me go out, let me try to do something. But Bowling Green needs a pick-me-up right now, whereas Kentucky looking very comfortable so far in the opening half of this championship final.
Ball back for Metzger. Metzger gets it to Holderer. Holderer takes some people with him, gets a good head start there. Trying to come in over there was Gage Curry. Couldn't quite make it happen. Ball back into Ramsey's hands. We've seen a bit more defensive prowess out of him today. Ball bounces. Metzger has to dive on that one, but penalized is Kentucky. Philip Tracy would like to take a scrum here, the number 8. We'll see what the call is from the captains of the team. They're going to go for the corner, it's looking like. Looking for a line out here. Try to get 7 on the board before half. We're at 2 minutes on the game clock here. That one just rolls out, but it should be their line out nonetheless. A bit further out than they would hope.
2 tough kicks from Bowling Green. You can see there, that was why I think Philip Tracy may have wanted to go for a scrum, but good little punch into the midfield from Bowling Green. Tough work on the clean out that time, but again, they give themselves the opportunity here to stay alive, get some points on the board, but they've got to connect on these set pieces. This is a critical moment for them in the closing minutes of this first half.
Metzger looking for a runner. They power into the defense of Kentucky. They're looking for the late strike here. A ball comes up to Tracy, but he is taken and has to go sideways there. Not getting much distance, not getting much go forward here. Appel, they get it up over the top of the head there to Slimmer. Slimmer at the touch line. Bowling Green puts together the phases. Tracy again steps inside. Opposite number takes him down. Metzger gets the ball there to Capel. Ball winds up on the ground, has to take it in. Metzger again going phase to phase here. Get the ball out to Ramsey. Ramsey gets it back to Metzger. They're losing some ground, is Bowling Green. Ramsey breaks a couple of tackles, looking for somebody to offload there, can't find it. Looks like Metzger had a bit of an issue in the contact earlier, but he's back up and going. Competitor right there, absolutely ready to play. They get it back to the hard running Holderer. Holderer takes it in from Edwardville, Illinois. Ball bounces in behind their back line, not what they need. We're at 20 seconds on the game clock here in this first half. Could be a little bit of referee's time. We'll see where this winds up. Metzger again gets a bit of messy ball. Kentucky in and over that. Did they turn it over? Absolutely. It's Everett Merritt right there takes that one, and a good break from Punzelin. Here comes Kentucky. Once they get ahead of steam, they can be dangerous, and a high tackle there. Cannot end on that as we hit 40 minutes. So we're going to have a penalty here to Kentucky. See what they decide to do. May push us downfield, look for late points in the half.
That's Ramsey again from Bowling Green, making what could have been, that could be a try-saving tackle. That was a big run from Punzelin. He had lots of green grass in front of him. But Ramsey, you can see, he's taken a toll in this game. His number has been called many times so far in this first half to bail his team out from that fullback position. Here it is, good inside step from Punzelin. He had a big performance last week for Kentucky. If he gets that fend off, he is off to the races. He is quick, Punzelin, for a number 4, but tackle there that time from number 15, Ramsey. Bit high, but again, he comes up around the shoulder. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now he's around his neck. That's what our referee is seeing. But again, without that tackle, you might have 5 points against you with the likes of Punzelin scoring beneath the post.
Punzelin takes down that line out. They're going to go for one more try here. Here comes Kentucky. Break through the middle goes Holden Hahn. Holden Hahn showing why he's in the national age grade system. Raymond Holden Hahn touches down his second, and Kentucky extends their lead to 29.
And I said it before, when he scored his earlier try in this game, he just goes forward when he touches the ball. You can see his acceleration as soon as the ball gets into his hands. And look at this, quick little outside step, splits the midfield, goes right between 12 and 13. And then just again, Ramsey sitting there at fullback. His number is called again. Watch this, quick little step right through the seam of the Bowling Green centers in the midfield. And then Ramsey, unfortunately, sitting there by himself, number 7 in open field. That's a tough tackle to make, especially on the big Raymond Hahn, who was running down the center of that field like a runaway freight train.
Good footwork from Hahn as well. A kick to put 2 extra points on the board as we're going to head into halftime.
You're 30 now.
Opportunity here for Phillips to put his team out to a 31-0 lead going into the half. Be a lot of work to do for Bowling Green in the second. Falcons will have to fight their way uphill. High 70s. Threats of light rain here in Houston today as Phillips lines this one up. Hangs that one and is good. He's been true all day. That takes him to 31-0. That is halftime, the end of regular play here in the first half. Kentucky Wildcats have a good lead. And right now, we have Tyler Deutsch with the Bowling Green coaching staff.
Here with the Bowling Green coach. Obviously, you guys are no strangers to having to come back from hard-fought victories or close games. Defending champions, it's a little bit of motivation to win this one. On offense, though, it doesn't seem like you're able to break through. They're playing quick play. What did you see from your guys?
I think we just got to stop making some real basic errors. We're just giving up too much ball to them. We're letting them play with it, and obviously we're missing way too many tackles. We stop doing that, it becomes a better game. So we'll have to work on it and just talk to them, make sure that happens in the second half.
Awesome. Well, go talk to your guys. We look forward to the second half. Thanks, Coach. We can't wait to see more second half, everybody. Bowling Green, Kentucky, Division I AA National Championship. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Tyler. We'll be back with second half action in just a minute here as the Kentucky Wildcats take a good lead. Stay with us. We'll be back in second half action in just a minute.
Get an NCR kit back, by the way. You get the swag.
time to hit.
It's time to pass.
It's time to train, step, and tackle.
It's time for tradition.
And time for brotherhood.
It's rugby time, America.
It's rugby time, America.
I have to say my favorite Thorne product is creatine, white protein, vitamin D, super EPA, fish oil pills.
I chose to take Thorne supplements over another brand because they're sports backed.
We know it's tested and it's safe to use.
There's a wide variety of benefits that range from sports performance to neurological benefits. I know it helps me increase my lifting capacity.
That they're third-party tested, that they're NSF certified.
And they also taste great, so that's why I choose Thorne.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back to the D1AA final championship match. Kentucky leads Bowling Green. We're going to go down the sideline with Tyler Deutsch talking to the coaches.
Here on the Kentucky sideline with Coach, and obviously you guys have a dominant first half proving why you guys are the defending champions. That's obviously got to have a lot of motivation to your gameplay. Your ball speed, your line speed, you guys are everywhere. You waste no time on offense or defense. What'd you tell your guys to keep that momentum going?
Yeah, we just want to play direct. They're starting to get a little flashy. We want to play direct, and on defense we don't want to contest the rucks. We just want to let them have it, press up hard, turn them over 4 or 5 faces. That's the game plan.
And as far as your season goes this far, you know, obviously it's really cool to be back here in the championship. But as far as NCR goes and your program, how cool is it that we're able to be here at Sabercat Stadium and playing an event like this?
Oh, man, it's an amazing event NCR puts on. The boys love it. It really gives them a chance to showcase their skills, and it really helps build our program and all the rest of the programs as well. So NCR just kills it for us. Amazing job.
Well, the fans and players showed out, so we appreciate it. Good luck in the second half. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. Well, it's almost about that time. Let's get ready for the second half. What do you say?
We say thank you, Tyler Deutsch, for the hard work on the sidelines there. John Broker with Mike Petrie for the second half. It's going to be the Wildcats leading, defending champions, looking to hold on to that from right to left on your screen. And there is the Falcons in brown, Konstantinos Anderson, haircut of the day so far. John Broker and Mike Petrie. Mike, Bowling Green has a lot of work to do.
They absolutely do. You're in a big hole, but I love that interview we just saw with the University of Kentucky coach. You can see what their game plan is. They know that if they just let Bowling Green go through their phases, they're not really contesting at the breakdown. We noticed that in the first half. They're putting a lot of pressure on them, forcing those turnovers on phases 4 or 5. So just brilliant execution of game plan from the University of Kentucky. Be direct, play fast. They are executing to a T the initial plan that was laid out for them. So really well done and credit to Kentucky. Bowling Green, on the other hand, you've got to maintain possession. You've got to be way more direct, way more physical, hold on to the ball, and execute when your opportunities come.
Good words there. You hear what needs to happen from a man who would know, Mike Petrie. We are in the second half, 30 seconds gone. Line out here to the Wildcats. Holden Hahn. Raymond Holden Hahn is really shown at number 7 for this Wildcats team in the first half. Reward of the 2 tries. Punzlin, a hard-working second row. Ball goes out in the middle of the field. They go in behind looking for some runners. Double cut-in runs there, so they find some room on the outside. Just get across midfield, but penalized. Players coming in off their feet. So it's going to be Bowling Green ball. You see Joseph Appel pick that one up quickly. Marine biology major. Opportunity here for Bowling Green. They need points, Mike. They need them early.
They really do, and if you're Bowling Green, that is the start you need in the opening moments of this second half. Give yourself the chance to play in their end of the field thanks to a penalty from Kentucky, and that is a way better kick from Appel. We saw it previously towards the end of that first half. We'll just call them wonky kicks from Appel. I'm sure that he would say that himself as well. They weren't his best effort, I'm sure, but nonetheless, that one is a fantastic kick. Puts his team right on the 22, and so right away, if you're Bowling Green, time to put some points on the board, get yourself back into this game one moment at a time.
Anderson gets that one out, but it's knocked on, unfortunately, there by Jacob Capel. Just a little too ambitious. They have the win at their back in this half, Bowling Green, so I don't know if it's a 31-point win. It'd be a bit tough there. They're going to have to face the scrum from Kentucky as they're a little overzealous there. But look for them to play a little territory game as well as we get set to scrum down to the Wildcats.
Tough break there from Bowling Green off that line out. Like we said, you've got to capitalize. They've had opportunities. They just haven't been able to handle it. You heard from their coach right at the end of that first half. The opportunities have been there. They've got to hold on to the ball. They've got to execute a little bit better, and more of the same so far in the opening moments of this second half. And again, you wonder how much of this is attributed to that big game they had last week in winning against Virginia Tech. They pushed them to the limits. They walked away with a win in the final moments. And you could see maybe some of that wear and tear showing signs here in Bowling Green's team.
Punzlin takes that one in. They come off to the side. Little pass back in. Good work there again. Everett Merritt coming through. Everett Merritt. Looked like he was taken with a high tackle there. Everett Merritt from St. Xavier High School in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Takes the penalty, gets high tackled. So it'll be Phillips to push this one downfield.
Phillips has been great with his foot all afternoon. Great off the tee, great into touch. He's really just helping marshal this Kentucky team around the field, and another good punch there that time. And what I really like what I've seen so far with Kentucky is their rhythm on attack, the way that they flow. They put passes in front of the receivers, and that has made life just completely miserable for Bowling Green. Aren't doing anything flashy, just like their coach said. They are really just running good lines, putting passes in front of receivers, and they have rhythm and flow to their attack, and that is creating opportunities organically for them in open play.
Parker Cable from Matthew, North Carolina, another Charlotte area player at University of Kentucky. Cole, Phillips, middle of the field, looking for that little pass, the delayed run there. Punzlin yet again making meters for the Wildcats. Monnier gets the ball knocked back this time. Big man gets up, cleans up the ball on his own. Break coming. They're going to continue with the forwards here. Richard Donlin going to get taken down by Zappiella. The referee wants to have a bit of a word here. Dangerous tackle.
Just high tackle on the neck. Low degree of danger though, so just the yellow.
And a yellow card issued.
Yellow card from referee Fight for that high tackle. Said it
now,
wasn't terribly dangerous, but enough to warrant a card.
Bit of a judo throw that time. You can see he gets his legs underneath him and pulls him down. That's a dangerous tackle. You get your leg underneath there. And again, when you got a runner that size like Donlin rumbling into your lane, sometimes desperation, that's the only thing you can do to try to get him down. But unfortunately, against the law that time from our tackler, and so a yellow card issue. But again, low degree of danger, says Patrick Fight, just against the spirit of what is reasonable in the tackle situation. So yellow card, and this is going to be tough for Bowling Green. They're already under pressure, and now they're going to be playing with one player short in their forward pack.
Knocked off the base by White 8.
Knock on by Merritt. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Made a little one there. Not happy with himself, but I think he'd be well outweighed by all of his good play today. So it'll be a scrum to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green getting a little bit lucky that time, as you mentioned. Uncharacteristic error from Kentucky at the base of that scrum. But you can see, just look at the conditions out there. You mentioned that the humidity is really, really high. You can see on the jerseys. I mean, here's our sub coming in with a nice, clean, white jersey. Take a look at the rest of the Kentucky Wildcats. Those jerseys started off white at the beginning of the game, and it is just not ideal as far as handling goes. So the ball slips at the back of that scrum situation. Bowling Green able to chew some time off the clock for this yellow card, but hopefully they can just get the ball back, secure it, and move upfield.
Bowling Green has some attention there, but they get the ball out to Capel. They go to the boot this time, playing with that wind in that territory. 5.5 minutes gone in the second half, still down 31-0. Kentucky looking to go quick. Referee fight whistles that one up.
That was a fantastic kick that time from Appel. We mentioned that earlier on. I kind of gave him a bit of slack because of those kicks towards touch, but he has redeemed himself wholeheartedly with one big touch finder, and then that one, that was professional level kick into space, across the field, put it into space, rolled out of bounds. There he is, off his right foot. Good drive, good follow through, right over that back line and right into that corner. What a touch finder that was. And again, it also just eats some time off this yellow card for his team as Kentucky has to set up this line out. So really good heads-up play from Bowling Green and the number 12, Appel.
Punzel in the line-out target. They get to Merritt. He made a mistake last time he had the ball. Makes up for it now with about a 25-meter gain. Ball back there to Alec Cole. They cut back in. Ball up into the hands of Donlin. Nice little tip pass there to Punzelin. Punzelin puts the gas on. Can he get around one more? Punzelin gets the offload to Donlin. Donlin has one player, has two, has three. Gonna get taken to the ground about 4 or 5 meters out. Player not rolling away, so a penalty advantage here for the Wildcats. Scrum half calling for the ball as they always do. Here's Hahn. Hahn would have 3 if he got over the line. Holden Hahn gets taken down about 2 meters out. Looking for some runners. Gets it to Monier. Monier gets it, and the tight head prop has 2. 2 tries for Jared Monier in this D1AA championship. He looks thrilled.
And if you're the Kentucky Wildcats, though, you're going to go back and you're going to give a big high five to your number 4, Punzelin. What a break straight through the heart in the midfield against this Bowling Green defense. Take a look at it here, but great little tips play. Watch that, great skills. And again, nothing fancy about it, just as their coach said, just a good, clean, crisp pass in front of the oncoming receiver. And then Punzelin, watch this, he gets back to his feet. He made that big break and then back on his feet. Big clean out, wins the ball back for his team. That keeps them going forward. And then Kentucky just plowing over the top in the form of their big unit, tight head prop, Jared Monier, on the receiving end of dotting down another 5 for the Wildcats.
Monier just thrilled to have those 2. He's a fun player to watch, has been for a couple of years. And he gets his second try, does Monier. He's a senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. So this may be his last 15s game, really, for the Wildcats, as that one goes over. So a good converted try there as we take a look at Monier.
Here's again Monier just extending over the top of a would-be tackler. And again, Bowling Green one-on-one. Monier, that's a tough unit to stop. Big, strong, powerful. He's shown what he can do around the field as well. Monier, 2 tries to his name so far. So a great game from him up front. Living the dream of a tight head prop there, John Broker, is Jared Monier in the
You're right about the
championship
jersey. He's been doing the hard work. You're right about the jersey. He looks like he's been rolling around in the parking lot at Buc-ee's. He's been doing the hard work on the ground, and it shows. But 2 tries to the good for it. And here come the Wildcats. Hahn. Holden Hahn, a relentless machine at flanker. Ball coming to Cole, but knocked on in the contact. Kind of a scrum here for Bowling Green.
Scrum down to Bowling Green.
And there's those handling errors that we talked about that are attributed to likely just, again, the conditions not ideal, but Hahn, how about just blowing past a couple of defenders, getting his arms out? I mean, it takes a lot to take him down. He has been going forward every time he touches the ball. And there's the 9 at the base of that ruck. Just a gentle little knock on as he's reaching in to grab it. It was a good long place from number 7, Hahn. But unfortunately, that one just beyond the grasp of his number 9, who knocks it on as he's reaching in. And now we're starting to see a couple injuries picking up now. That's number 1 for Bowling Green, Evan Holderer, who's been an absolute machine as well, trying to hang in there against a very physical University of Kentucky pack. But he's right back in it. A lot more to play for this Bowling Green side, and if you're a Holderer, you're going to need a forklift to get you off the field. You're never going to come off. You're going to want to stay in there as long as you can.
Sophomore aviation major at Bowling Green. Bowling Green has a scrum here. Down 38-0, just under 10 minutes gone in the second. Scrums come together. Ball from Metzger. Little chip forward. They're looking to get that into spaces, but it's well handled there by Joseph Hall. Joseph Hall looking to turn the corner. Has to get some people there in the form of Alec Cole. So they're going to have a little pick and go, and Matt Verdes going to get upended. Now Cole. Forwards. Well marshaled by the Bowling Green Falcons defense. Out they go. A little more daring with this kind of a lead are the Kentucky Wildcats. They get that one out. Was that a high tackle? Referee says yes. He's got his arm out. So Alec Cole will run a free play here and go whichever way they would like to. They get it to Richard Donlin. Richard Donlin has been punching holes in this Bowling Green defense throughout the day. They have some width out here, but runner cuts back in. Have to change it back there to John Hall. Good shift of direction from Hall. Shaking away from a couple of defenders. It gets out just under the halfway line. Hunzelin. Although his second row partner, Elijah Arthur. Out the back they go, looking for the runners. Flat pass to Hahn. Hahn hands off one, looking for an offload. Doesn't come. Cole has to work to get there, so ball a little slower than they would probably like. Donlan's going to get that pass away to Arthur. Arthur to the ground. Cole. Phillips spots some space, hangs one high up in the air. Would be a swirling wind back there, so we'll see where this ball comes down. Comes down to Ramsey. Ramsey well taken. They're just outside their 22. A lot of distance to go here for Bowling Green. Still down a player. So they get the ball to Philip Tracy.
You can see Kentucky here, John, not even giving any business in the breakdowns, waiting for those sorts of errors because here they go.
And he's been in before. It's Keogh. It is Joseph Keogh going to touch it down again. He's got two. Hahn's got two. Monier's got two. Tries across the board here for this Kentucky team and just capitalizing on a little mistake. Joseph Keogh touches down again.
A triple-double for the Kentucky Wildcats. And again, this is executing the game plan to perfection. Stay out of the breakdowns. Let Bowling Green come at us. Come out hard at them off the line. Force the errors and then pounce. And that's exactly what happens there. And Keogh, again, we've seen what he can do in open space. Makes no mistake that time. Keeps that ball nice and tight under his arm. Gets his second of the game. So 3 players for Kentucky, each scoring 2 tries. But really across the board, this Wildcats team showing absolute class from 1 through 15. And anyone else that's come onto the field from their reserve bench has really just been outstanding this afternoon, including this player right here, their number 10, Jack Phillips. He has been on target all game long.
Just gone from strength to strength as the season has gone on, has Phillips. This one is a pretty straightforward shot, and he gets it. Puts the other 2 points on as we take another look.
And here's that turnover. Good jarring tackle that time from the Wildcats. Just forced that ball loose, and then we've seen that step before. That's Keogh making his opposite wing miss and then making no mistake as he dots down right beneath the posts. Kentucky at this point feeling very comfortable, having some fun on the way, and so are their fans on their way to what will likely be their second national championship back-to-back.
They are on the way there at 45-0 with 14 minutes gone in the second half. Coach Sam Inari, building a great program in Kentucky, will be thrilled. They were featured on National Collegiate Rugby's Friday Night Rugby this year. Good game then as well. Holden Hahn in trying to dig that ball away. He does not know how to slow down. Ball coming in. Bowling Green. Metzger gets it out to Tracy. Tracy's been good from the number 8 spot. Big hit comes in on Capel, the fly half. Looking for one of the reserves to get it done. Radke takes it in. They get it back into the hands of Tracy. Tracy bumps off one. He's taken down by Monier. Ball spilled that time. Bit of hard luck. Was it knock-on, knock-on, so they'll come back? It's going to come back to a penalty here. Player playing it off the ground afterwards. So a penalty for the Wildcats. Things going a bit bad to worse here for Bowling Green.
They absolutely are, and you're 55 minutes into the championship final, and you can see that is just deflated mood for Bowling Green. Just absolute dejection right now at this point, I'm sure, mentally, emotionally. You come out of the gates really high, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in this hole on the road in Texas against a very strong University of Kentucky team. And credit to Kentucky, they've really been outstanding. They have really just kept pressure on all game long, and they have done it in a very simple fashion, as we see oncoming Charles Baer come into the game, the replacement hooker, and more Kentucky Wildcats getting subbed in. So an opportunity for more people to get on the field in this championship final.
And we're back at full strength. The yellow card has returned. We have some changes coming in for Bowling Green as well. Want to blood some of these players, get them in. That's John Luke Weiler coming into the game. We're Pataskala, Ohio native. Thought the referee had gotten us started there. Both teams just a bit confused. So we're going to have another line out here for the Wildcats. Wildcats 45-0, defending Division I AA champions. We're going to like to repeat that, and likely are going to, as Mike said just a minute ago. They come through the back, dummy runner coming in. A little more pace this time, but it hits the ground. Up into the hands of Verdes. Verdes has the attention of a couple of Bowling Green defenders. Taken down by Weiler. Cross halfway they go. Good work by Cole. Quick ball. Phillips gets it in behind Monier. We've got runners out wide here. A little pass up from Cable. Gets it to Donlin. Donlin looking for the offload. Loose head prop has been very good today. 6'1", 260. Deft pass for the ball as well. Here's Monier, the double try scorer from tight head prop. Ball bounces on the ground there. We'll come back with a scrum here for Bowling Green. Little miscue.
Bit of a handling error that time from Kentucky, but overall across the board, again, just so impressive what they have been able to do, and so simply. They really are not doing anything extraordinary except the fact that their passes are on target. I mentioned it earlier, their flow on offense, their ability to just put the ball in front of oncoming runners. It has wreaked havoc on this Bowling Green defense. Kentucky has just been a class act so far, demonstrating exactly what you want to do on attack. Just put that ball in front of your receiver, put it in a place where they can do something with it, they can make a play. They've been outstanding in that aspect of it, and organically have been able to just really put so many points on the board just from that one aspect of play for themselves.
Block kick there by Kentucky. They're not done. Player it down on that, but it spills away again. Bit of wrestle for the ball. Just kicking that away. We'll see what the decision is here. Ball bounced in a couple of different directions. We're going to come back here. It looks like a penalty for a chat against Bowling Green. Not what you really want when you get to this point as we see this block kick.
But you can see the frustration now mounting for Bowling Green. So a blocked kick, good hustle back that time. Ball squirts out the back here. There it is, kicks it out the back of the end zone. But then he's got to just, again, didn't get the call he wanted, but that is just frustration. That's mental stuff, and here's Kentucky just adding insult to injury at this point.
It's Abelardo Reza, 6'4", 270, out of Eminence, Kentucky, into the game. The number 17 touches down. Try for the big man, and he is pleased. And their water carrier, first to congratulate him. Great work by Kentucky off of this set tap play.
And how about Kentucky just absolutely showing no mercy here, going quick tap a couple meters out from the goal line. Give your big man, Reza, a chance to get in over the line, and he does. So you got a couple big people up front. You had Donlin, you had Monier, and then look at the likes of Reza coming in. I mean, he's another unit coming off the bench for Kentucky, and another phenomenal haircut, might I add, as well, John.
He certainly does have a great head of hair going there. All to be cut before his first job interview. He's only a junior. He's got a year to go. Phillips to line this one up. Phillips curls that one in, but it bounces off the post. I think that's his first miss for the day. But Abelardo Reza What a try for the big man.
And again, just rumbling through some Bowling Green would-be tacklers, just finds that white line, knows where it is, reaches out over the top, and just energy from Kentucky in every aspect of play. They have just been an energized team. They're playing with confidence. They've kept the ball. They have just had so much rhythm in everything they've done all game long. Bowling Green has not really had a chance to breathe. I mean, if you had a stat here on possession, Kentucky would be huge, by a huge margin, way out in front.
That's going to be obstruction called against the Wildcats. It'll be a penalty to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green with a penalty here. Penalty against the Wildcats. 20 minutes left.
Just accidental. It's a brown scrum.
So scrum to Bowling Green inside the 22 of Kentucky. Said under 20 minutes to go in this one, Division I AA final. After this, the Lone Star Bowl, and then later on today, the Division I championship rematch of 2022. Brown University taking on Queens University of Charlotte. Stay tuned on the Rugby Network for all of that action. Brought to you by Next Level Rugby, National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend here. Bowling Green are ready to get us underway. Fitzpatrick Metzger, big drive, just no let up here from Kentucky. Down onto the ball goes Nico LaBianca. LaBianca wearing number 21 for Bowling Green. Ball across in the middle of the field. A little confusion there as Weiler gets a hold of it. Looking for somebody to pass to. Ball on the ground. Player rolling away. Metzger.
Away, White. Ball's here. Hold, White.
Metzger again. This time finds Mers. Back in to Krabiel. The hard-working players on this Bowling Green team deserve plenty of credit for the effort they put in so far. They have 20 minutes to go. We'll want some points on the board. Nice little break there from Ralph Mers. Metzger. Ball skips by the intended receiver. Winds up on the foot of a Kentucky player. Foot race going on. It is back in over the head. A little bit messy there. Was that knocked on? Going forward on that is Luke Keogh. Luke Keogh working into the try zone. Gets his hands on it. Gets it down to the ground. And Luke Keogh touches down for 5. Through an awful lot of work. A little bit of miscue. A few missteps and knock forwards. And it's going to wind up in the hands of Luke Keogh.
At this point, you just can't help but feel for Bowling Green. They have just not gotten a break all game long. They haven't had a chance to breathe, as I mentioned earlier. They have just been under immense pressure for the entire period of this game. I mean, I think we were up 60 some odd minutes in, and they are just, Kentucky has been relentless in every aspect of play. They have given Bowling Green nothing, not a point on the board, not even, I don't even think Bowling Green has been able to string together more than about 5 or 6 phases throughout the course of the game. Kentucky has just been all class all day. But give it to Bowling Green. They're still fighting. They're still chasing these line breaks. They are really throwing everything they have at this Kentucky team. And they really, by the end of this, they can stand tall. They're getting themselves into this championship final. They fought their way in with a big win last weekend over Virginia Tech. So credit to Bowling Green. They have done a great job to punch their ticket here to Houston, Texas.
Phillips to convert the Keogh try. Phillips slots that one, no problem. As the score moves on, we take another look.
As Jacob Temple, number 18, comes in.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe a knock on there from Kentucky as we see that good angle from our camera crew again. But tough to make those calls if you're our referee team. The ball's squirting around. There it is. You'll see his hand come free. Bowling Green hand is on it. And, yeah, the Bowling Green hand was in front. Kentucky's hand was behind that. So, nice job overall. And what a shot from our camera crew again. I mean, give this crew some credit. They have done fantastic work to give us some of the best angles we've seen throughout the course of this game. Really outstanding work from our camera people down in Texas.
Bowling Green miscues on the restart there. Not what you want. 64 minutes gone, just over 15 minutes to go in the half. Weeks in at reserve. Good mess here. John Hall takes that in. Messy ball coming. Bowling Green on defense again. Penalty against Bowling Green.
Kentucky. And the penalty is reversed. A little bit of talking back to the referee. Loses the ball for Kentucky.
Patrick Fight's had enough of that there, John. The penalty was against Bowling Green, who hadn't seemed to catch a break, as we were just talking about before. They have just been under so much pressure, but Kentucky, for whatever reason, you're up by this many points in the game. I mean, geez, there's 15 minutes left to go. You're up 57-0, and you have some feedback from the referee that isn't too kind, it seems. I don't know what you're thinking if you're Kentucky, but anyway, penalty gets reversed, and Bowling Green finally gets a chance. You can't help but cheer for these guys. Let's hope they can get something out of this. Get your line out together. Get some points on the board, fellas. Come on, get up in the air, and let's see something happen here on attack.
We definitely want to see some points on the board here for Bowling Green. Everybody does, as Tracy takes that one in. Metzger has had good service from the ruck today. Gets that ball up into the hands of Ralph Mers. They continue to go forward, but another penalty against Bowling Green. Kentucky. Ball in hand just inside their own 40-meter line.
That's a tough call against Bowling Green. We mentioned nothing was going their way. That one, that's going to be not held by the referee. I don't know. That was tough. He looked like he was kind of thrown forward and rumbling, and his momentum was keeping him going, so he popped up to his feet, but our referee wanted to see him release the ball. So a penalty against Bowling Green. But again, if you're Bowling Green, if you're in that situation, you got nothing to lose. Just get up, keep running if you feel like you can. You never know what could happen. So I don't blame him. I would have done the exact same thing in that scenario. Just get up and keep going. Just bring some energy into the closing quarter of this game.
Ball sails a little off there, so it's going to come to Bowling Green. Choice whether they want to scrum or a line out. You see some Kentucky fans getting ready to celebrate here in Houston. Space City playing host to this wonderful weekend at Sabercat Stadium. Already the 50-meter line. It's going to be a scrum for the Bowling Green State University Falcons. Look at what is on offer here. The D1AA championship. Zach Lanning, NCR commissioner. Metzger draws in some defenders. They try to move it back in. We've got a loud blast of the whistle and a penalty here. Metzger takes quite a shot. Don't know if there's going to be anything further on this.
Ooh, that was a big shot on Metzger, and he has had himself quite a game. But watch this. That is just a very late hit at that point. That is just overeager from the University of Kentucky. But Metzger, he has been a warrior, really just hustling around the field. Last weekend, this weekend, it's been a pleasure watching him play and lead this Bowling Green side. He has really thrown everything he's had into both of these games as he gets up off the ground. But yeah, that ball is way gone, way gone. And again, that's one of our reserves coming in. You can tell by the white jersey that's on display. So just trying to make an impact, make something happen, but that is not how you do it. That's how you end up back off the field. And rightly so, that was a pretty brutal late hit. So nice work by our referee, Patrick Fight.
Yeah, good work by Patrick Fight. Excellent call there. Well-deserved card. Unfortunately for Kentucky, there'll be a player down until just before the end of the game here. Opportunity for the Falcons. Metzger up and looks good. Went to St. Edward's High School from Lakewood, Ohio. Ball slips right there. Winds up in Monier's hands. Monier, 68 minutes in, still full of fight and energy. Ball across. Hall steps in and that distributor roll. They're going to come back through Phillips. Player hit right at the line there. That's Brendan Lynn. Another run. Forwards punching forward. This Kentucky team not letting up. Continuing to play their game. Coach Inari might be thinking about a three-peat already. Looking towards building for next year with the program he has going. Players from all over the country starting to look at Kentucky and joining their program. That one a little bit of a mess, however, goes over the head of Chester Hale. So it's going to be a line out here for the Falcons, deep inside the 22 of the Kentucky Wildcats.
And if ever there were an opportunity for Bowling Green to really rally the troops, get some energy into the last 10 minutes of this game, Kentucky looking a lot different than the Kentucky we saw through the opening 60 right now, as you see lots of reserves on the field. So not quite as fluid. Really big opportunity here for Bowling Green to really punch some points on the board and finish this final in a way that they can say, hey, we gave it everything we had. We got some points on the board, fellas. We can walk out of here extremely proud.
Metzger, short pass, well covered by the Kentucky defense. Little chip forward there, looking to use this tri-zone. Ball bounces, takes a weird one. Who's going to come down with this? It's going to be the Wildcats. They're going to touch us down in their own zone. Good endeavor, though, by the BGSU Falcons, looking to make something happen here late in the game.
And that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make something happen. Like we said, those end goals are huge in that SaberCat Stadium. And so you just put that ball on the ground, see what happens on the grass as it bounces around, just send everybody in after it. And that's exactly what they do, because nonetheless, you're going to get this dropout from the goal line, and you're still going to be on the offensive, except, oh, man, that's tough. That's
Hard
tough
luck there
Green.
for the Falcons, yeah. Unlucky there, couldn't quite come down with that one. So Bowling Green's gonna be a scrum here for Kentucky as we hit the 70-minute mark. There's just about 9 minutes left in this Division I AA championship matchup. Who will be the MVP? Who will take the trophy? Most likely here for Kentucky. Zach Lanning ready to do the honors. Some interviews coming from Tyler Deutsch at the end of this one, so stay with us before we move on to the Lone Star Bowl next, followed by the D1 final, capping off the day here in Houston.
How's you guys doing out there? Everybody okay?
All in, taken away there by Bowling Green. They're going to go off to the left-hand side. Good work there by Tracy to attack the side where there would be a scrum half, but immediately ripped away by Kentucky illegally, says the referee, and they're going to go. Here comes Tracy. Tracy over the top there. Ball clean. Got an advantage here again. Big hit comes in on Grant Farthing. Comes out to Capel. He tries to chip one through. Believe they still have an advantage back here, and they do. Referee's going to bring it back. Penalty for Bowling Green against the University of Kentucky. We'll see what the decision is here. For it looked like a no arms tackle.
And that was one of the Kentucky Wildcats just diving right at the feet of number 8, Philip Tracy, who just flipped over the top of him. So a dangerous tackle for sure. Bit of disbelief from Kentucky maybe, but that was a definite good call from Patrick Fight. And as you mentioned, Kentucky's got one player off the field, lots of reserves on. If you're Bowling Green, put the pedal to the metal and make something happen right now. This is your moment. A couple of meters out from this try line, get something going. Let's get this Bowling Green team over for one in this championship final.
Ball up to the middle of the lineup. Comes down to Grant Farthing. Farthing gets it out. Tracy, all the hard work he's done, he tries to work himself towards the line. Can't get there. Ball comes out in the middle of the field to Appel. Appel steps a couple. He's at the 5-meter line. Right over the ball are Kentucky, but can't get a hold of that one. Little pick and go. There's the line, and they are over. It is 5 points for Bowling Green State University. We'll get that number for you. Just slipped right through. Excellent try by Bowling Green.
And you got to be proud of Bowling Green at this point. And I'll tell you what, that 21, Nico Lobianca, he has made an impact. I've seen that 21 hustling and energized from the moment he got onto this field. You can see that Bowling Green, they have faced some wear and tear these past 2 weekends. But Nico Lobianca, take a bow. You come on and done exactly what your team needs to do. Bring energy, bring enthusiasm, bring some go forward, and get yourself over this line. That was a great individual effort, just pushing some Kentucky Wildcats off of him as he dives in and then running back over the halfway line. Let's get this show started again. Nico Lobianca, nice job to get your team on the board in this championship final.
5 points on the board, important for the psyche of this Bowling Green team. They will be number 2 in NCR Division 1AA. They get the second points on the board there, so it's 7 points to the good for Bowling Green. Take a look at the LaBianca try.
Again, we mentioned Bowling Green just capitalizing when they needed to. We've mentioned that they've had opportunities all game long, but none better than the last several minutes of play. As we mentioned, lots of reserves on for Kentucky. Not quite the same first 15 that they had in the opening half, in the opening 60 minutes, if you will, of play. One player off the field for Kentucky as well. So Bowling Green just finally capitalizing, but unfortunately just too little too late. We're into almost the 75th minute at this point, but nonetheless, something to be proud of for Bowling Green in the closing stages of this game. So well done to the Falcons.
Farthing takes that one in again. Bowling Green going to go to the boot, going to try to chase this one down here, find some open ground. Bounces over Phillips, turns around and gets it, but he's okay. Gets the ball back to Dominic Rawson. Rawson gets the ball back to Phillips. Phillips just chucks it outside, trying to get a little stable ball here to go for a kick or to get them together. Phillips a little slow to get up. Bowling Green tears that one away. Bowling Green on a late charge here. Ball up into the hands of the try scorer there, LaBianca. LaBianca gets it a little wider, gets the ball in the hands of Weiler. Weiler across the 22. Bowling Green State University not done yet. LaBianca tries to kick there, doesn't quite work. Back in the hands of Kentucky. Game is turned a little messy, a little hectic here. Both teams trying to finish off with a bit of fun. Kentucky, they've been a forward pass there. See what the eventual call is. Keogh.
And LaBianca is the one who causes that turnover. So LaBianca, number 21, again, making another impact play. Gets the turnover for Bowling Green, gets his team moving forward. Unfortunately, a little bit of an error there as they turn it over, but they get the ball back in their hands. And again, this is prime real estate here for Bowling Green. Keep your energy up, get some confidence in, get some more points on this board. I love the fight in this Bowling Green side. Center field scrum right now, they've split their backs. I love what I'm seeing. Continue to bring energy into the last few minutes of this game if you're Bowling Green.
Tracy has not taken one backward step all game. It's another powerful run there. They're going to come off to the left-hand side. LaBianca rolls away, looks for an offload, gets it into the hands of one of his teammates. They come back to the right-hand side. A little show there from Capel. Capel in the crowd of Wildcats. LaBianca, again, working his way towards the line. There's that energy Mike was talking about, certainly. He is bringing it for his team here as a reserve. Can they go a little wider? Can he get around the corner? Work attempted there by Slimmer, but ball ripped out of his hands into touch. So we're going to have a line out here. A little bit of discussion there. Ramshi not thrilled with the way that tackle went down. We'll come back for the steady line out.
And a good scramble there that time from Kentucky, who was under pressure, and that's their reserve winger that's come on, Durham. Bit of a grab the jersey and toss him sort of tackle, but it worked. Gets the ball out of bounds. You can see, though, Bowling Green not happy with it. Comes back for a penalty, and here they go. What a play. Look who it is.
Bowling Green player just runs into Reza there. Reza may be seeing yellow for this one. This was a bit of a hard tackle. I think he just charged right into him there. To see it again here. Quickly, a card to Abelardo. Reza scored a try, got a yellow card in the D1AA championship match.
And there it is. A good shot. No wrap tackle. Another dangerous tackle that time from Kentucky, and our referee, Patrick Fight, even in the closing moments of this game, has had enough. So another yellow card, another opportunity for Bowling Green, who just continues to keep their foot on the gas.
Bowling Green, we're under 2 minutes left on the clock. They are going for the line again. Lots of well-deserving people to get the try, and somebody does. We're at 12 points here for Bowling Green. Minute and a half left, 2 yellow cards for Kentucky.
How about it? I love what I'm seeing right now from Bowling Green. Again, it's going to be too little too late, but they could have easily just said, you know what, fellas, this game is well over and done. We are in a huge hole, but instead they saw the opportunity and they have been finally capitalizing. They are going to be very proud walking off this field with a bit of wind in their sails after winning. If you look at the last 10 minutes of this game, Bowling Green has played some outstanding rugby. They would look at that and say, hey, fellas, this is something to build on. If we see these guys again, we know what we can do. But just overall, across the board, as we enter the final minute, Kentucky has just been class all game long. So credit to the Wildcats for really just being clinical and executing their game plan to a T.
Kentucky players coming out for the restart. We're at 25 seconds on the game clock. Maybe a bit of referee's time. We'll see here. Awards to come after. A couple of interviews as Kentucky looks to defend their championship. Ball up to Bowling Green. Bowling Green. Metzger. We hit the 80-minute mark. We're in the red. Could be the final play. Referee will ultimately let us know when the game is over. Player dragged over by Kentucky. Kentucky looking to just shut down this Bowling Green attack. Bowling Green makes another break here. That's LaBianca. He has been immense since he's come into this game. Kentucky comes back and the ball rolls in a touch. Referee going to take a look at his watch here, and he has whistled us for the final play of this matchup. And the Kentucky Wildcats, University of Kentucky Wildcats, are your back-to-back D1AA champions for National Collegiate Rugby. Mike Petrie, some thoughts?
Congratulations to the Kentucky Wildcats. They were clinical all game long, accurate in every aspect of play till the final moments of that game. But how about this Bowling Green side? And more importantly, how about these Bowling Green reserves? They came on fresh. We mentioned Bowling Green had a tough one last week against Virginia Tech, but their subs came on. They brought energy in those last 10 minutes, and they ended this game with class and pride. But Kentucky, look at that energy from Kentucky. They are excited. They are happy. Back-to-back champions, and rightly so. They played outstanding rugby today down in Houston, Texas.
They will be thrilled, as you see, trophy in hand right there. Jack Phillips has it. Richard Donlin take over to their fans. Undisputedly at number 1 in D1AA. The award presentation there. We're going to be headed down to Tyler Deutsch with some of the winning players for the Wildcats.
The Keogh brothers out here in Houston at Sabercat Stadium having a performance reminiscent of the Watt brothers. You guys killed it. 3 tries between the both of you. How'd it feel out there? Once you guys started going, you didn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every game that once we get going, we have chemistry, it's hard to stop us.
Absolutely. I mean, when we're able to come out real strong, it's pretty hard to stop us, and especially when we have that momentum, it's really just, I mean, we can't really get stopped, but, I mean, as you saw.
The momentum was undeniable. You guys took down Louisville last year, defending champions. You come back this year, take down Bowling Green and an almost shutout. What do you guys, are you guys ready for D1 or what?
Oh yeah, we're ready for D1.
It's definitely the next step in our way.
Hey, you heard it here from the Kentucky Keogh brothers. They're ready for D1, and it sure looks like it after an amazing D1AA National Championship performance. Amazing crowd, amazing performance. Go celebrate with your team, guys. What an amazing championship. D1AA champions, University of Kentucky Wildcats. More to come.
Thank you, Tyler, and congratulations to the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Stay tuned, 20 minutes on the hour is going to be the Lone Star Bowl, followed by the D1 championship matchup between Brown University and Queens University of Charlotte. For everybody at Next Level Rugby and NCR, and for Mike Petrie, I am John Broker. Enjoy the rest of this rugby day.